Level 1. $0. Buys a $4 coffee, can't cover the $4 coffee. Marcus, the branch manager, is saying it to a trainee, loud enough for the whole lobby, pointing at your account on his screen. The account's doing exactly what it's built to do. You're begging for $175 back. In 20 years you own the bank, and every bank that runs the same trick on the same people. Here's the trick. You bought one coffee, $4. The bank ran your biggest charge first, so 5 little ones would bounce, then charged you $35, 5 times. You're 23, $9 in checking. Still in your warehouse hoodie. Next window, a woman in a green coat cries over the same math. Marcus slides you a hiring flyer instead of a refund. $12 an hour. You need to learn where money actually goes. You take it. $12 an hour beats pride when checking says $9. That night, Nana folds a 20 into your palm. For the meter. Under her bed you find a shoebox. 20 years of the same $35 notices, saved like they were her fault. The counter will be yours. So will the bank. Why did she keep every one? Level 2. $1,000. Your drawer has to balance to the penny by 6, or you stay unpaid until it does. First week, same counter you begged at 9 days ago. You count the 20s twice, the stack squares. For 1 hour you feel like you belong to the side that wins. The feeling has a short shelf life. Marcus leans over your shoulder and walks you through the posting order like a recipe. Watch. Biggest charge of the day, you run it first. He taps the screen. Then all the little ones bounce. 5 fees instead of 1. That's allowed? You ask. It's the whole floor plan, kid. He straightens his tie. You think the mints are free? You write it on your hand so you won't forget. Biggest first. You tell yourself it's just data entry. The software decides, not you. That's the first lie the job teaches you, and you take to it fast. Then the woman in the green coat is at your window. You know her. She cried 2 windows down the day you stood where she's standing now. Her account is about to do the thing. A rent payment, a phone bill, a coffee, all landing today. Post smallest first, 1 bounces. Post biggest first, 4 do. Marcus is watching the screen from his office. You feel it on the back of your neck. You post biggest first. 4 charges of $35. $140 gone, off a woman already crying about this last month. She doesn't yell. She leans in, grateful. You're the only one here who's ever been kind to me. She thinks you helped her. You say the line they trained you to say. I can do 1 courtesy reversal a year. You've used yours. A fake mercy dressed as a gift. The door closing slow, with a smile on it. She thanks you again on her way out. That's the part that sticks. That night you tell Claire at the kitchen table, Claire, your girlfriend since high school, says the true things flat, the way other people say the weather. So, you helped her, Claire says, not looking up from her papers. I did my job. She sets down her pen. You didn't help her. You held the door while it closed. You don't have an answer. You hit your sales quota that week, and the bank mails you a $25 gift card. You hate how good it feels in your hand. $25 for making a stranger lose $140. You keep the card in your wallet a year and never spend it. Spending it would make it real. On your car seat that Friday, there's a plate wrapped in foil. Nana again. Under the foil, folded small, another 20. For the meter, her note says, though there's no meter, there never was. It's just how she hands you money without either of you having to call it that. You drop the 20 in the cup holder with the last one. You keep meaning to bank them. You never do. Then Marcus taps your window and grins like a man opening a door. You're a natural. Come sell where the real money is. One day this window answers to you. You just don't know yet that you land on the wrong side of the counter first. Level 3. $10,000. There's a bowl of mints on the desk now, and a nameplate with your first name on it. That's how you know you made it off the counter. The bank gives you candy to hand out while you take. Your job has a soft word. Solutions. You sell overdraft protection, a service that costs more per year than the overdrafts it stops. You have a quota. So many solutions per customer, tracked on a board by the coffee machine. You are good at it. Better than good. You learn the fear from the inside, at that counter, with your shaking printout, so you know the exact sentence that closes the sale. You lean in, drop your voice, and say it kind. So this never happens to you again. People sign to stop feeling the way you felt. You sell them the feeling back at a monthly rate. Then an old woman sits down across the desk. Cardigan. Coupons in a rubber band. The same way of saying thank you too many times. She reminds you of Nana so much it hums in your teeth. My daughter says I should have a cushion, she tells you, in case. That's exactly what this is. You slide the form over. You point at the line. She signs it slow, then pats your hand. Such a nice young man. You watch her go. Then you get up too. In the bathroom, you cannot get your eyes off the sink. The water runs. You let it. Your reflection looks like a man who just did someone a favor. That's the worst part. It looked like kindness from both sides of the desk. Marcus posts the numbers Monday. Your name is top of the board. He taps it in front of the whole floor. See? Some people get it. The same mouth that called you who overdrafts 2 years ago in the same lobby now holds you up as the example. Say something, he mutters, elbowing you. You won. You should feel like you won. You feel like the sink. That night, Claire is grading papers at the kitchen table. She teaches 3rd grade, which means she can spot a smart person lying to himself. I top the board, you tell her. She keeps marking. Then, flat. You sell the cure for a disease you spread. That's the whole business. Here's the thing nobody at the bank says out loud. The branch is bleeding. There's a new kind of bank now. All app, no building, no fees, no reorder. It gives people their $35 back and doesn't blink. And it's quietly eating the exact revenue you top the board on. Marcus laughs it off in the break room. People love a branch. People love me. The numbers don't, you say, before you can stop yourself. He stops laughing. You've never seen that face on him. Small, for half a second. You'll see it again. You pull the fee report anyway. The line that pays for the mints, your bonus, the whole floor, it's already sliding down. The thing eating your branch alive is a bank with no fees. In 15 years, you build it. Tonight, you file the report that says it's winning, and you go home, and you don't sleep. Level 4. $100,000. You get the office of the man who shamed you, same chair he sat in when he pointed at your account. You sit down in it, and it fits, and that should scare you more than it does. Marcus moved up to regional. His branch is yours now. First morning, a new trainee stands at your shoulder, watching how it's done, the way you once watched. Messy account, she says. Everything hits today. Which way do I post them? You open your mouth. Biggest first, you say. It comes out flat. It comes out in his exact voice. You hear it leave you, and you know whose it is, and you don't take it back. The trainee nods and writes it on her hand, the same 3 inches of skin you wrote it on 4 years ago. Won't that bounce more of them? She asks. That's the point. You turn back to your screen so you don't have to watch her face do what yours did. That's the trick they never tell you about becoming the boss. You don't beat the man. You start doing his voice. You're good at the rest of it too. You build a slide for the regional review. Clean bars. Fees are the branch's best product. And it shows the part they keep in the deck, never on a poster. The poorest accounts, the ones with the least, are the most profitable on your floor. They pay the most because they have the least room to not. You are proud of the slide. You practice the pointer in the empty office. You rehearse the word unbanked until it stops sounding like people. By the 3rd run, it's just a blue bar on a chart. That same quarter, an account closes on your system. Not by the customer. It auto-closes for a negative balance she could never climb out of, the balance eating itself fee on fee. You have the authority to reverse the whole thing now. 1 click. You don't see the name. You're deep in the quarterly. The account is a green coat you stopped noticing the day you got a bigger desk. You tell Claire about the slide, proud, at the kitchen table. You expect her to be glad you're winning. She watches you a second too long. You caught yourself being him, Claire says. And you kept going. That's the part I'd worry about. It's a promotion, Claire. I know. That's what worries me. Then the phone rings, and it's Marcus. Regional Marcus, who used to sign your reviews, now needs numbers you have and he doesn't. Big favor, he says. Careful, almost warm. My region's flat. Yours is the one branch making me look alive up here. You hear it happen in real time, the power sliding across the phone line, off his end, onto yours. 10 years you wanted this exact call. Him needing you. Send me what you've got by 4, he says. Then, smaller, appreciate you. You give him the numbers. You say nothing about how it feels. It doesn't feel like anything. That's the thing that keeps you up. You waited a decade for the man to need you. The day he does, you're already looking at your calendar, wondering what's worse than the counter. You're about to find out. Level 5. $1 million. You pass Marcus in the hall on your way up to his old job. Same title he had, regional, and you feel it younger and cleaner than he ever did. Look at you, he says, trying to make it sound proud. Taught you everything, huh? Some of it, you say, and keep walking. He taught a dog a trick and lost the leash. You both hear it in the quiet after. 12 branches report their numbers to you now. 12 counters, 12 versions of that lobby, all doing the thing. You standardize it. You don't say, biggest first in a boardroom. That would sound like what it is. You call it posting order optimization. Same trick, cleaner collar. The cruelty didn't leave when you gave it a longer name. It stopped being sayable out loud. Then corporate hands you a knife. Cut cost. Close 4 branches. You pick which ones. You do it on a spreadsheet at your desk. A whole neighborhood's bank turned into a red X. One of the 4 is the branch you begged at. The counter with your shaking printout. The lobby where Marcus made you the lesson. You sign the closure. The morning they shut it, you drive out there. You don't tell anyone why. You pull the plastic sign off the door. The little one that flips from open to closed in the window. You put it in your trunk. You couldn't say what for if Claire asked. You just can't leave it there for the dumpster. Down the hall that same week, Marcus gets managed out. Not fired. That would take feeling. A younger boss thanks him for his years of service in one sentence, the way you'd thank a vending machine that finally quit. Marcus stops at your door with a box under his arm. 26 years, he says. You believe that? He waits for something. You don't have it. He nods like he expected as much, and carries the box to his car himself. Nobody walks him out. You watch from a doorway. This is the scene you built your whole life around. The man who called your future a yard sale, boxed up and small. You feel nothing you expected to feel. No fire, just an empty office and a spreadsheet due at 4. Sunday, Nana sets a foil plate in front of you and asks what you actually do all day. I run a lot of branches now, you tell her. The clean collar version. You always were smart with money. She says it proud and presses a 20 into your hand. This one she can't spare. You can see it. But refusing hurts her more than taking, so you take it. Claire watches you pocket a fixed-income woman's 20 like it's normal. You waited 10 years to watch him fall, she says later, in the car. And you didn't even blink. So what were you really doing it for? You don't have the answer yet. It's in a shoebox you haven't opened. Then corporate calls you high potential and shows you the real machine. Not the counter, not the branch, the code. One piece of software that decides posting order for every account in the country at once, no teller required. They offer you the keys. You say yes. This time you know exactly what you're saying yes to. That's the part that should have stopped you. Level 6. $10 million. The trick stops being a sentence and becomes a line of code. You lead the product team now, on the corporate floor, under a dashboard the size of a wall. No counter here. No drawer to balance to the penny. Just screens, and a fee number on the big one that everyone's paid to make go up. Your job is to take biggest first out of the tellers' mouths and put it in the software. Now no living person has to say it to anyone's face again. You do it in an afternoon. It's the cleanest work you've ever done. Nobody cries at a server. Then you get good the way you always get good. Too good. You add a model, it reads an account, predicts which ones will bounce, then nudges them toward the edge. A due date moved up a day. A deposit held 1 hour longer. All of it legal, all of it gentle, none of it a person. You call it engagement because that's the word that gets applause. The version ships overnight. 11 million accounts wake up inside it and don't know it. Morning, the fee line on the wall steps up and to the right, and a room full of people you respect stands and claps. Smart people, kind, in their own homes. Clapping. A young engineer turns to you, shining. We doubled it. You know how many people never saw this coming? 11 million, you say. He laughs. You didn't mean it as a joke. The applause keeps going. You clap too, because your hands are already up. That's how it gets you. You join before you decide to. You built a machine that does the thing at the speed of light and never once looks up from a sink. You go home. Claire asks how the launch went. And you can't say the true sentence out loud, because said plainly it sounds exactly like what it is. You made it so nobody has to feel bad doing it, Claire says, when you finally get near it. That's not better. That's worse. Now it just happens, and everyone sleeps fine. That week Nana's in the hospital. Nothing huge, they say. A heart thing they're watching. You visit and she's small in the bed. Off the tray table, past the pudding cup, she pushes a foil-wrapped plate at you. She had a nurse bring it in. You look tired, she says. You eating? I'm fine, Nana. She presses a 20 into your hand, folded small, from a hospital bed. For the meter. Something about the 20 on that tray starts to open the shoebox in your head. You don't understand it yet. You're close. Then an executive takes you to lunch and tells you the top job is next. You'll sign the fee schedule for the whole country. Your name on the number, he says the quiet part like a gift, proud of it. One day, all of this is yours. And you see the trap in one clean piece. Take it, you become it. Refuse it. It runs anyway, for the next man who won't flinch. The only way to own this and not be it is to break it. You don't say that at lunch. You smile. You take the promotion. You go up one more floor, toward a pen, and a shoebox you still haven't opened. Level 7. $100 million. The pen is heavier than it needs to be. Top floor, corner office, a schedule on the desk with one blank line for your signature. That line sets the overdraft fee for the whole country. The pen costs more than you made your entire first year as a teller. You sign it. That's the horror nobody warns you about at the top. It isn't a dark room or a cackle. It's a good pen and a Tuesday. You set a number that will bounce millions of coffees, and then you go to lunch. Then Nana dies. Quietly, that winter, the heart thing they were watching. It just stopped watching back. You go to clean out her place. Small rooms, foil in the drawer, a chair by the window worn to the shape of her. Under the bed, the shoebox. You've seen it for 20 years. You have never once opened it. You open it now. Overdraft notices. 60, some of them, decades deep. $35 each, folded neat as church programs. The same paper you begged over at that counter? She kept every one, and in the margins, in her careful hand, she wrote back to them. My fault. Be more careful next time. Sorry. She thought it was her. All those years, the machine ran biggest first on a woman on a fixed income. She sat at this table and apologized to it. You built the newest version of that machine. You signed its price on Tuesday. You dig under the notices because your hands need something to do. And there they are, the 20s. Every 20 she ever pressed on you, she didn't have. The ones she couldn't get to you, she saved. A soft stack, banded, $400, waiting for the next time you needed it. She was overdrafting herself to keep giving to you. She blamed herself for the fees. She saved what was left in a shoebox. For a grown man worth $100 million, you sit on her kitchen floor and it wrecks you. Not a tear. The other thing. The kind that reorders you. You call Claire from the floor. You read her the margins. My fault. Sorry. Claire is quiet a long time. She thought it was her, she says. All those years. I set the fee last week, you tell her. The one she's apologizing to. I know. Then, soft, the truest thing she's ever said to you. That's the last thing they sell you. Not the fee. The blame. They sell you the blame, and you thank them. Monday, you go up to the corner office and write your resignation. 2 clean paragraphs. You read it twice. Then you tear it up. Quitting is easy. Quitting hands the pen to the next man who won't flinch. The schedule keeps its number. Some other Nana keeps apologizing to a shoebox. Walking away doesn't turn the machine off. It gets you out of the room while it runs, so you do the harder thing. You decide to build the bank that makes this one obsolete. You set the shoebox on the desk, right where the pen used to sit. Level 8. $1 billion. No corner office, no branch, no counter to beg at. Just an app, a rented floor of desks, and a rule you write into the code on day 1. Smallest first, or none at all. You delete biggest first from every account you can reach. No reorder. No $35 stack off a $4 coffee. If a payment can't clear, you warn people, gently, before it bounces, and you don't charge them for the warning. Everyone says it can't make money. It makes money anyway. 10 million people trust the one bank that stops charging them for being poor. The number on your wall climbs again. Only this time the number is people staying, not fees landing. Then the machine sends you a gift. A support call routes to you by accident. On a day you're covering the queue to remember how it feels. The account is overdrawn, deep, the way accounts get when a life tips over. The voice is older, thinner, scared under the anger. "It's Marcus. I've been on hold 20 minutes, he says. "You people are all the same." Marcus. Broke. Billboard gone. Branch closed years back. His own account underwater. He downloaded your app because it's the only one that won't hit him with fees. He doesn't know your voice. To him, you're just a kid at a bank. The line is right there. 20 years old, perfectly aged, 2 words. Biggest first, Marcus. You could set it down on him, exactly the way he set it down on you. Same flat voice. He'd feel the whole lobby again. You hold it in your mouth. You feel how good it would taste. "Okay, sir," you say instead. "I've waived the fees. You're covered. Have a good night." He goes quiet. "That's it? Just like that?" "Just like that." You hear him breathe. A man braced for a punch that doesn't land, not sure what to do with his hands. Then a small, cracked thank you to a stranger, for nothing he'd remember tomorrow. You hang up. You wanted a reckoning. You felt paperwork. Needing to win that fight, you finally get it, is just another way of still standing at that counter, 23, and shaking. He can keep the win. You'll keep the 20 years. You want Nana to see the app. She can't. So you do the thing she did. You build a quiet feature that forgives a person's first overdraft. No fee, no lecture, no sale. In the code, you don't give it a proud name. You leave a note where the logic starts. For the meter. You tell Claire about the Marcus call at the kitchen table. How you had the line. How you gave the man his money instead. Claire sets down her pen. She looks at you a long second. "Okay," she says. "Now I believe you." That night, you do the math you couldn't do before. The bank is big enough to reach backward, not just stop the fees coming. Erase the ones already charged, already sold off, already ruining people. You start a list. The first name on it is a woman in a green coat. Level 9. $100 billion. You're the biggest bank of your kind now, so you use size for the one thing size is good for. Here's the secret nobody tells you. When an overdraft ruins someone, the debt doesn't die. The bank sells it, cheap, for pennies, and a collector buys it and hunts the person for years. A debt that wrecked a life gets sold for the price of a coffee. So you buy it. All of it. Whole towns of old overdraft debt, bought back for 4 cents on the dollar. Then you do the thing the machine was never built to do. You forgive it. You're the man at the counter now, and the counter says one word, covered. You find the woman in the green coat. Her $175 became a closed account, became a number sold to a collector, became years of calls. You buy that number back, and you zero it. Your team asks if you want to tell her. A press release, maybe. Your name on it. No, you say. That's the whole point. She never learns it was you. You didn't do it to be thanked. You know exactly what being thanked is worth. You've been thanked for the worst thing you ever did. You're done trading that for the second best thing you can do. You reopen the branch you begged at, the one you closed on a spreadsheet. Same lobby. No fees, no reorder, no courtesy reversal lie. Your name is nowhere on the door. You made sure. A bank with your face on it would just be a nicer costume. Then the shoebox. You could frame those 60 notices on the office wall. Proof you beat it. A trophy. Look what I climbed out of. You don't. Trophies are for people who need to win the fight, and you're done needing that. Instead, you take her 20s, the actual soft bills she banded and saved, and you seed a fund with them. The for-the-meter money, the thing that quietly covers a stranger's first overdraft forever. Nana's $400 becomes the first 400 of 100 billion, finally pointed the other way. You keep the shoebox, not on a wall, in a drawer where she kept it. Last thing. You go back to the folding table, the kids' table, where the adults are full and the young ones get the leftovers. There's a broke kid at it, no money, big idea, getting laughed at soft. They think it's stupid, the kid says, because you're the only one who sat down. They usually do. You press a folded 20 into his palm. For the meter. What's that mean? You'll figure it out. Some of them do, in about 20 years. Claire watches from the doorway. She says the last true thing flat. The way she says all of them. She'd have hated the fuss. She'd have loved the meter thing. Then she folds a 20 into your hand. That's the only interest you're trying to earn now.